What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. Kyurem VMAX is a new card over in Japan that came out in their high class decks, and we are assuming we'll get it in the Lost Origin set in September, and if we don't, we'll get it sometime later in the year. But this is a really viable new card that people are playing a lot in Japan, so I wanted to profile a couple of deck lists for the card and also just talk about what this card does. So today we'll be talking about Kyurem VMAX. Before that, shout out to PotownStore.com, the best place to get PTCGO codes. Use code Celio for 5% off, and you can also use code Celio at CardTrooperGames.com. That's where I pre-order all of my sealed product for new sets like Lost Origin will be coming out in September. Check out Beast Coast Pokemon. We make a lot of good Pokemon content over there. Myself, Meatball, James Beck, and Cybertron. PokemonCard.io for sharing your deck lists and viewing other people in the community's deck list. And also, Dragon Shield is a sponsor of the channel as well. You can use the affiliate link in the description down below. Thank you so much for supporting my sponsors if you do, because they support my channel and keep my content and my career running. And thank you for coming by this video today. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already, and let's get into Kyurem VMAX. So Kyurem VMAX, beautiful card, 330 HP water type VMAX Pokemon that evolves from Kyurem V. It has the ability Snow World. Once during your turn, you may discard the top card of your deck. If it is a water energy, attach it to one of your Pokemon. That's really good. You can probably think of a couple of things off the top of your head you can combine that with. Aranguru's Primate Wisdom, Rotom Phone, Switching Cup to set that water energy to the top so it's guaranteed attaching an energy. And if you set up multiple Kyurems, you can use multiple Snow Worlds. So that's something as well. It has one attack, which is Max Frost. For water, 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 it does 120 damage, and you can discard any number of water energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 50 more damage for each card discarded in this way. So, if you discard 2 water energy, you'll do 220. If you discard 3, you'll do 270, and then with a belt, you'll do 300. And with a ping or like from a Zigzagoon, you would be doing 310. With a ping from a quick shooting, you'd be doing 320, just to rattle off some quick numbers there for the amount of energy you need to be discarding. And the only other new card we'll be looking at in the deck lists today is Lost Sweeper, so I just wanted to make sure you all know what that does. It's an item card that says you must put one card from your hand into the Lost Zone, and you can put a Pokemon tool or stadium in play into the Lost Zone. And now let's look at some deck lists. So we'll look at 3 deck lists today featuring Kyurem from HoHoNews.com. This one is very Kyurem focused with just a 1/1 Palkia V-Star in there. I think it's great to have Palkia V-Star in your Kyurem deck because Kyurem is not a V-Star, so it doesn't give you a V-Star power to utilize. And Palkia's V-Star power just goes so well with Kyurem, accelerating up to 3 energy onto the board. That can all go to Kyurem, and then you can discard them all to do 50 more damage for each discarded energy with Kyurem. You'll see it's using the Aranguru with Primate Wisdom that allows you to switch the top card of your deck with a card from your hand, and that activates Snow World, Kyurem VMAX's ability to discard the top card, and if it's a water energy, attach it instead. You also have Melanie for energy acceleration, but this list looks like it's really focusing on using Primate Wisdom plus Snow World as your main source of energy acceleration, with only one Melanie and a 1/1 Palkia. It's also using multiple scoop up nets, so you can reuse the Greninjas and the Arangurus. So I think this is definitely a viable build of the deck that we'll see moving forward. Something else to note is the Cheryl, because you can Cheryl your Kyurem after you discarded all of its energies, and then Snow World, or use Palkia V-Star's ability, or a combination of the both, to put energy back onto it after the Cheryl. In this list, it's looking a little bit more boxy, like a little bit of a toolbox, because it has the 2/2 Palkia now, and it has 3/3 Kyurem, and it doesn't have scoop up nets for the reusing of the Arangurus. So this one's definitely focusing more on using that V-Star power from Palkia every single game, whereas in the previous list that had the 1/1 Palkia, it looked like that was just a splash that would happen sometimes. But other than that, this list is kind of similar. Like I said, it's not playing the scoop up nets for the Guru, but it is playing for Melanie and also two more water energy. So focusing more on the Melanie and the Palkia. Still playing the Gurus though, because it's great. You have to play them, right? For the Snow World ability, you definitely want to use that, but not focusing on the Snow World plus Primate Wisdom as much as the previous list. And then finally, the last list we'll look at here is playing just for Kyurem VMAX, no other V Pokemon at all, no Melanie and no Palkia V Star. I'm not sure that I feel good ways about this deck. It is playing 3 Guru, so it's focusing completely on Snow World and 1 Rose as your energy acceleration. Especially with only 2 training courts, this feels a little bad because Path to the Peak can shut this down very easily because you need your Snow World. It is playing the 1/1 Altaria that can set a supporter to the top of the deck, which goes nicely with playing all of these Orangaroos already. But I do feel like this deck is missing a little something. I think it needs more stadiums or a 1/1 Palkia V-Star, maybe a Melanie or two. I think it could use some of that. I'm not sure that I like how consolidated this version of the deck looks. I will say I think this is moving towards something like a Turbo Palkia build. But I don't think Turbo with just like the thin 2/2 lines of a Kyurem really works for Kyurem VMAX because you want to set up multiple Kyurem VMAX and use multiple of the Lost World. I'm sorry, not the Lost World abilities, the Snow World abilities. So you want to set them up and use multiple of those a turn if possible, which makes the turbo kind of variant that would only run like a 2/2 line or maybe a little more of the Kyurem VMAX less. I think that's less plausible to work compared to these that we've looked at. But I think something like this list could do very well. I think this looks like a great baseline list to use, something between the first list and the second list. I don't think like the Suicune's necessary. I don't, I think some things can be cut. I don't think the Suicune and the Luminion are necessary. Probably just put in a fourth Kyurem. I do like the scoop up nets. I wonder if Celebration's Mew could be worked into it. I know I was saying maybe getting away from the turbo build, but even just 1 or 2 Celebration Mews might be cool. Get us the Capacious Buckets, the Battle Passes, the Evolution Incense, the Quick Ball Ultra Balls, scoop up nets to reuse a Guru, whatever. And maybe then put in like a Air Balloon or 2 if you're playing the Celebrations Mew. So yeah, I think Kyurem VMAX is a lot better than people might have thought off the bat. So I would expect this to see play here when it does come out. When we actually have a full Lost Origins set list, I'll do a full set review of that on the channel, and hopefully Kyurem VMAX is in that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day. I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.